we're going to be talking about how to be a boss, how to level up, and how to manifest and walk into the best year of your life in 2025. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm gonna be telling you a few tips to level up your life in the next 90 days and make the necessary changes that you want to make in order to become the best version of you. Now, I know a lot of us, we have, like, if you could picture your dream life and your dream self, I know a lot of us have all these bright ideas and bright dreams of, you know, who we want to be, what we want to look like, what job we want to have, what car we want to drive, what house we want to live in, you know, what blessings that we want to have. And a lot of times we're so stuck in those dreams, it's almost like we're scared to step out of the box and attain that. It almost feels like unattainable in a way, almost like it's just something that belongs in your imagination and not in your real life. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's false, and you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. If you're tired of waking up every day, you know, going to the job that you don't like, living your life the way that you don't want to live it, and just being overall unhappy and just feeling kind of set back in a way, then I'm gonna give you some tips that you can take in order to propel yourself and to move into the direction that you want to move into. We are literally just a little bit less than 3 months away from 2025. And if you apply these changes to your life, I promise you, you will see big changes. These are some things that I've also been doing to, you know, improve my life, level up and become a boss and become the exact person that I want to be. And I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys and help you and motivate you, because I know that sometimes it can be hard to, you know, feel kind of stuck or stagnant in a way. You kind of feel like you're just a dreamer and none of this is gonna happen, or maybe you didn't come from, you know, a lot of things that you're dreaming about, like, you know, having a nice car or being the first millionaire in your family, or even, you know, finishing university or college. Like, a lot of these dreams sometimes feel unattainable, and you almost have like an imposter mindset where you feel like you don't deserve these things. And we do deserve it. We do deserve to live the life that we want to live. We do deserve to have an abundant mindset, and that's the only way that you will be able to change your life. I'm just really passionate about this video because, you know, I've seen how a lot of people go on in life and not achieve their goals and their dreams, and that's like one of my biggest fears, not reaching, you know, my biggest potential. And I'm sure that's it for a lot of people. So I feel like these steps will definitely help you to go into the right direction and attain the dream life and become your best self. So step number 1 would definitely be plan. Like, make a plan and a vision. Think about your life now and think about all of the things that you've done this year already. Think about all of the things that you've accomplished, all of the things that you haven't accomplished, and all of the things that you're currently working on, you know, accomplishing or attaining right now. Now, when you think about this year and all of the plans that you've made from, you know, January 1st, is it something that you can make a list and figure out and pinpoint, oh, I've achieved this, I've done this, like, I've traveled here, I've bought this item, I bought this new car? Like, is it something that you can quantify? Like, if you looked at your vision board or thought about, you know, the dreams that you've made, or look at your list of the things that you want to accomplish this year, when you look at that, is it something that you're proud to look at, or is it something that you look at and you kind of slowly and quickly put it away because you want to remove that from your mind, or for some reason you just haven't been able to make it a reality yet? First things first, what a lot of us did was fail to plan. Now, planning to achieve a goal or planning to become, you know, the best version of yourself, starts with actually making a list. So what are some of the things that you want to achieve? What are some of the things that you want to accomplish? So for example, maybe for this year, you wanted to focus on your fitness. You wanted to, you know, maybe move into a new apartment. You wanted to eat healthy. You wanted to focus on school, get straight A's. Maybe you wanted to land your dream job. Like, there's so many things that I'm sure all of us had put on that vision board. Now, a vision board isn't just about cutting out pictures that look pretty and sticking it on a board and then looking at it when you feel like. A vision board is supposed to be there to remind you and to show you the vision of things that you want to achieve. And I feel like that's why a lot of us didn't achieve exactly what we want to, because we weren't thinking about it deep enough. We weren't planning. So starting from today until December 31st, what I want you to do is any remainder of your plans that you didn't accomplish from January 1st, I want you to make a list, write it down, and create a plan. So let's say you're saying, you know, I want to be fit, like I want to get my dream body. I definitely just want to get in the best shape as possible. What are you gonna do to get there? So you can write, you know, maybe get a gym membership if you haven't gotten a gym membership. You can write, you know, getting 10,000 steps a day. Like, that's something that I feel like is a lot more attainable for a lot of people. That is something that you don't necessarily need a gym membership for. You can literally go walk outside, and walking 10,000 steps is about an hour and a half. Just spend an hour and a half of your day walking and you can attain that goal. And just doing that each day will bring you closer and closer to your dream body and to developing good habits and just better habits in order to move into the direction that you want to move into. Another thing is, you know, maybe investing in like a personal trainer, right? I know sometimes we can't really work out on our own and we need someone to motivate us. So that's definitely something that you can do. I know all gyms, for the most part, have personal trainers. Now, if you're worried about finances and money is a thing that you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can afford this, there's also videos on YouTube that you can watch of workouts, like home workouts. I'm talking about Pilates. I'm talking about just body weight exercises. Like, you can take advantage of free resources as well in order to achieve your dream of having the perfect body that you imagine, right? So aside from, you know, the fitness aspect, like physical wise, let's say your goal was to eat healthy, right? Maybe you can start making better lists of meal ideas and actually creating recipes that will gear you into the right direction. It can also be setting aside 1 day per week to meal prep so that when you're hungry throughout the week, you don't have to worry about what you're gonna make. Because a lot of times when we worry about what we're gonna make and we don't have a lot of time, maybe you get home late from work, or it's just not the best time for you to be trying to cook something. When you're feeling lazy, that's the time that we're gonna go and pick like the easiest option. So if you know that's you, then you have to set yourself up for success. If you know that later in the day, or if it becomes nighttime or after work, you're not gonna have, you know, the motivation to go cook dinner or to go focus on, you know, figuring out what you're gonna eat, then you need to set yourself up and create a plan and cook all of your meals 1 day out of the week, package them up so that you have them and they're easy to grab and go. Especially if, you know, you have a family and you're busy and you have work, and then after work you have to focus on the kids as well. So these are all things that we have to focus on doing in order to set ourselves up. You guys have to remember that in order to be the best version of yourself, you have to plan. You have to write down your goals and you have to make it plain, and it's something that you have to look at and envision yourself achieving. It can't just be a thought, because thoughts are good, thoughts are great, but if you don't make your thoughts into like a reality, then they're always going to be stuck in your head, and it's going to be something that you constantly think about, but it's never going to be something that, you know, you're actioning, right? Actions speak louder than words, but your actions are greater than your thoughts as well, and your dreams. So if you want to achieve something in particular, you have to work at it. You can't sit down and sit around and think about, oh, I want a Benz. And you saying you want a Benz every day, it's definitely manifesting it in your mind, but what are you doing to get the Benz? Like, are you working on your credit? Are you saving towards it? You're gonna go test drive it. Like, what are you gonna do to get yourself to feel like you're actually living that dream and attaining that item? What's gonna bring you closer to getting it? The other tip that I want to give you guys is to trust God. Like, that's the main thing, you guys. You have to trust God, and you have to trust and believe that he has a plan for you. You can't let your own thoughts and, you know, anxieties and worries get in the way of exactly what he has set for you. At the end of the day, God wants you to succeed. And if you have a plan and you've made it plain to him and you've talked to him and he's shown you and it's in his will, there's nothing that you will not achieve, right? So I would say, you know, focusing on that, meditating on that, and taking that to him, and then listening and taking the direction that you're given in order to achieve these goals and to move in these direction. Because one thing you don't want to do is move blindly. You don't want to just pick yourself up and just chase something just because your head told you to, right? You have to make sure that your head and your heart are aligned, and you have to make sure that your plans are aligned as well with what God has set in store for you. Another tip I'm going to give you is you have to stick to it. You can't always feel like you want to do something. Sometimes you don't feel like waking up early and going to the gym, or you don't feel like eating healthy, or you don't feel like applying to these jobs, or you don't feel like recording a video to post on YouTube. You can't always rely on how you feel. You have to focus on being consistent. Consistency is the main important player here that's going to help you to propel and move into the direction that you're supposed to. If you love yourself enough, you will put the time in and you will focus on exactly what you want to achieve, right? A lot of times we say that we want this and we want that, but we don't love ourselves enough to make the sacrifices that need to be made. Like, say no to the Chick-fil-A, say no to the Wendy's, you know, say no to the donuts, say no to all of that stuff to say yes to your dream body, to say yes to a healthier and happier version of yourself. Sometimes saying no is a blessing, right? And us saying yes prevents us from receiving a lot of things. Instant gratification is not always the best. Delayed gratification is something that we need to be practicing moving forward for the next 90 days. And I promise you, you will see a big change. The next tip I'm going to give you is to manifest. You want to manifest your dream life. You want to see yourself living it. You want to taste it. You want to feel it. You want to be submerged in it. When you close your eyes, you should be able to see yourself living and being the exact version of yourself that you want to be. You need to see yourself in the exact place that you want to be. Us doing this is actually changing our mindset and creating this visual identity and like idea in our subconscious. You have to think about something and accept it and manifest it and accept it for something that belongs to you. Manifesting can look like making notes of things that you want to achieve and putting positive affirmations out. So you can write, I am successful, I am abundant, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am wise, I am loved, I have my dream car, I have my dream apartment. You do not want to wish for things, because when you wish for things or you say, oh, I want to have this or I want to have that, you're telling yourself that you don't have it yet. You want to trick your mind into thinking that you already have that, and you want to open yourself up to receiving that stuff. So when you're manifesting things, or even when you're praying, you want to thank God for what you have, even if you don't have it yet. Like, you're thanking him for what you're gonna have in the future. Like, you can just say, like, you know, thank you for my dream apartment, thank you for my dream job, Thank you for my dream car. Like, thank you. Be very specific and intentional when you're manifesting your goals and your dreams. Also, another tip that you can do while manifesting is journaling. It doesn't matter what time of day you choose. First thing in the morning, for example, if you want to do your journaling, you can write about what you want to do for the day. Your journal doesn't necessarily have to be you putting all your thoughts out on a paper. It could also be you scheduling your day and writing step by step what you want to achieve and what time you want to achieve those things by. I feel like having a schedule / journaling is something that will really help you step into, you know, your dream self, and also keep you organized and help you to achieve all of your goals that you have set for the day. I don't know, I feel like when I don't have a plan, I plan to fail. And when I don't have a plan for my day, I kind of go off course and do all these random things. But when I know, okay, by 5 o'clock I want to do this, or you know, by 6 I need to have this done, or I want to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. When I know and I have planned that and I've already set it out and told myself that, when I don't do certain things by those times, I start feeling like I've let myself down. And I feel like for us, it's so easy to be upset when other people let us down. Like, we get mad when people don't keep their promises, or we get sad when people, you know, tell us that they're gonna do something and they don't do it, or they don't show up for us. But what about when we don't show up for ourselves? What do we do when we don't show up for ourselves? What do we do? Because I feel like it's so easy for us to not show up for ourselves every day. And we're not mad at ourselves. Or maybe we are mad, but we're still not doing anything to change it because we're so comfortable where we are, even if we're uncomfortable in the situation or position that we're in. It's just easy to remain here because it's what's familiar to us, you know? And I feel like we need to change that mindset as well. We need to change the mindset of that, oh, if I'm the one breaking the promise to myself, then it's not a big deal. But it is a big deal. Because every single day that you don't focus on yourself, and every single day that you don't keep a promise to yourself that you've made, you're putting yourself one step behind instead of putting yourself one step forward. So we need to also practice keeping promises that we make to ourselves, and, you know, saying things that we mean and meaning what we say, and doing what we mean and doing what we say as well. To remember that your time is precious. You don't want to spend another year not achieving exactly what you want. You don't want to spend another year making pointless vision boards and not even actioning anything that's on it. You don't want to spend another year wasting your time around people who are not pouring into you and not helping you to improve yourself and become a better version of yourself. So when I say your time is valuable, what I'm trying to say is this: every single day you wake up, it's a gift. Every single day you wake up, it's a promise. Right? It's a promise that you had something that you needed to fulfill that day. It could be big or small. It doesn't matter. Right? So you have to remember that every single day you wake up, it's a gift, and it's not something that should be wasted. You should be using it wisely, and you should be using it to help you become, you know, the best version of yourself. Spending your time scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube isn't going to propel you and bring you into, you know, your future self. It's not. If you're looking at pointless things and just spending hours and hours scrolling, it's not gonna take you anywhere. There's a difference between investing your time in things that are going to make you better and investing your time in things that are not going to make you better and instead going to keep you in the same position. You don't want to waste your time scrolling and watching pointless things, or watching movies, or just things that aren't fueling you and helping you to become the version of yourself that you want to be. Treating your time wisely would be going to the gym for an hour or hour and a half, or however much time you have for the day. It's fine if you don't have all the time up front. You can break up your workouts. It's not something that you need to fit into one section of the day. So let's say you only have 15 minutes in the morning. That's fine. Do a 15-minute walk, or a 15-minute jog, or a 15-minute run, or some yoga. Like anything that can make you feel good and feel like you have, you know, achieved something that you really want to work on for that day. Another thing that you can do to make sure you're using your time well and remembering that your time is precious is planning. So plan out your week. On Sunday, take a pen and paper or your digital planner and plan out your week. What do you want to achieve? How do you want your week to go? What do you want to do on Monday? What do you want to eat for dinner? What do you want to eat for lunch? What do you want to eat for breakfast? Plan out your meals. Plan out when you're going to set time aside for family and friends, when you're going to set time aside for yourself, because it's really important for us, although we're chasing, you know, this dream and this goal of becoming our best self in 90 days. What we don't want to forget as well is we don't want to forget to pour into ourselves now. We want to set ourselves up for success, and that means that we want to not only focus on our goals, but we also want to focus on ourselves right now and do the best that we can in order to plan and to pour into ourselves right now and our future self. So maybe you like watching movies, or maybe you like hanging out with your friends once in a while. If that's something that you like to do, then you can put that time aside. Maybe you'll choose like Tuesdays or Sundays or whatever, or Saturday night. At least you have that time, and you know that that time specifically is set aside for doing that exact thing. And then when you do that, you don't feel guilty, because you don't feel like, you know, you're wasting your time and it's not time that you have to put aside and use on other things other than your goals. Right? We want to be goal driven, but we also want to remember that at the end of the day, we still have a life to live right now, and we need to also focus on that as well. And we can't neglect, you know, our current self while getting lost in finding and attaining our future selves. And the final tip that I want to give you is to be patient. Although we are having this plan to have this, you know, great life and amazing body and just being the best version of ourselves in 90 days, it's easy to get lost in that, and it's easy to, you know, want it to happen faster, or nitpick if you're not seeing results fast enough, or, you know, feel some type of way when you don't get the exact thing or results the way that you had planned. Like, I know that some days you might fall off and, you know, you may not feel like you want to do it, or you might miss a day. Don't be too hard on yourself. This is why writing down and making a plan is very important, because if you do fall off, at least you have something to follow, right? So let's say, you know, you're not feeling it one day and you don't exactly do every single thing that you have planned. That's fine. Like, if you don't get to it today, you can get to it tomorrow, right? We don't want to beat up ourselves. We also want to focus on, you know, how we're feeling mentally as well, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself. That's why we want to set smart goals, and we don't want to be focusing on too many things at once. So if you ever find yourself, you know, getting overwhelmed with the idea of becoming your best self or achieving exactly what you want to achieve for the 90-day challenge, or just in general, you have to remember why you're doing it. Go back to your plan and revise that, and then move on forward. If you can't get to a particular thing, that's fine. Get past it for that day and then get back on track the other day, right? At the end of the day, we're human beings. We're not perfect, but we are striving to become our perfect selves, right? We're never going to be 100% perfect. We want to be perfectly imperfect. We don't want to compare ourselves to anybody else. Everyone's challenge, everyone's life, everyone's goals are going to be different. Like, no one's life is going to be the exact same. Everyone's going to have, you know, different goals that they have for themselves, and everyone is going to come to those goals at different timelines. So try not to compare yourself to someone else. Like, oh, we started this at the same time, like, I haven't noticed any change, but this person has, and that person has, and, you know, I haven't. We don't want to do that. We want to focus on ourselves. We want to remain patient, we want to remain hopeful, and we want to talk positivity and manifest the life that we want. And we want to remember that our time is important, and that we can have the life that we dream of as long as we put the necessary work in and use the necessary tools and set ourselves up for success. That is it, you guys. That is all I have for you today. I know I kind of came on here talking a lot, like I just had a lot to say, but I really do hope that this video helps someone. I really do hope that, you know, it motivates someone and gives you some insight in order to move forward for the next 90 days and to achieve your goals and become the best version of yourself. Because I'm gonna be doing it with you. I've already started mine. I've been doing this for the last, I would say, 6 months, where I've been focusing on, you know, achieving my goals and my dreams, and I've seen huge differences in my overall life. And I definitely just want to use this to motivate someone else and to show them that they too can do the same. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope this video was helpful for someone. Comment down below what your goals are for the next 90 days and how you're gonna achieve it. And you guys can talk to each other in the comments and motivate somebody. Maybe we can make this a little, you know, forum down there where you can motivate someone and come and check in and let us know how everything went at the end of these 90 days. Thank you guys so much again for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Love ya.